There, peasant chat, talking to the peasants, talking to poor people on a Sunday morning where my allergies are at DEFCON 1. Is it the lower number is a higher danger? DEFCON 1 is bad, like DEFCON 5 is 4. 2 is like there are nuclear subs at the coast, and then 1, they're in the air. So what we're going to talk about today is what happened over the week at Sick Week, which is the drag and drive event that they hold in the southeast of the United States. And it's probably the best time of year to hold an event. Let's be honest. You have favorable weather all year round. Favorable weather during that time, during that whole week. During late December all the way to early to mid-March, you have insanely beautiful, beautiful weather in Florida. And in my opinion, that's when the racing is at its peak down here. So today what we're going to talk about is, are big floppies in danger of becoming extinct at drag and drive events? There have been a lot of people that have talked about the stability of a drag radial at a drag and drive event. And then when you see big power cars, I'm talking Steve Morris, the girl that I can't even watch her without thinking of the video that I have in my inbox on Facebook. Alex Taylor, and others that come down with 4,000 horsepower cars with big, massive floppy tires, and they get unsettled, and they're all over the track, and they have issues getting down. And then you see people like David Vanderhoof, 640, high 630s. Brett LaSala, 6'2", 6'2", 6'3", 6'1", 6'0". Now, obviously, there's a lot more than just the tire. So we're going to have a conversation about that, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
I don't know why I like that. PMAS, Nick James, PMAS. I put an order in. I'm going to get a couple of things from him. He has some great parts on the website that I didn't even know was there. I got some couplers. I got an extra housing. I got a radiator overflow can relocation kit, which is for Cobra Jet guys. I'm going to use that in the GT500 to relocate things. PMAS, Nick James, PMAS. Get shit from him. The best cold air intakes and accessories around. DNAP Performance, DNAPperformance.com. DNAP Performance, the best online parts house, period. Nobody else matters. You're going to get your fuel systems, wheels, tires, cylinder heads, push rods, whatever is new. You're going to go ahead and get it at DNAPperformance.com. Used parts, if you want used takeoffs, wheels, tires, crank pallets, stuff like that, you're going to go to Parts Farm. PartsFarm.com. Parts Farm, the title sponsor of the show. They pay the most per month. They are going to be able to ship you out a complete drivetrain from a Voodoo GT500 GT Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, 10R, 6R, TR6060, 3160. Check them out at partsfarm.com. Two Auto Solution, Rami's on Auto Solution, the best late model shop in Puerto Rico. He just got new pavement. He just repaved his parking lot. So that means he's doing okay. Good for him. Two Auto Solution and Bellac Industries. Bellac Industries, you're going to buy some wheels from him if you sell drugs, and he is able to put that money back into his most favorite hobby. That's going 100 miles an hour in a boat. Apparently. Let's say hi to the people here, and then we'll talk about big floppies potentially becoming extinct at drag and drive events. Joe Swish, Kem Phillips, Monty 540, Nick B. Lavesh, D33, Kemzilla, Matt A, Frank Downey, the Fish a couple of times, JD, I'm so sorry. Rich Prince.com/YDBT. You're going to go there. You're going to get yourself hats. It was a little slow last month, but yeah, at least I got it checked. Hats, fishnet, fitted, white and black, super good looking stuff. Do you got Dolo hats? Oh, I didn't know you got, I'm ordering 5 Dolo hats. Fuck it. He's got Dolo hats. I had no idea. They should have sent a poet and YDBT hats. Section 8, shirts, hoodies, Hush Money shirts, hoodies, YDBT shirts and hoodies, Dolo shirts and hoodies, Amri shirts and hoodies, green, black, red, high visibility, Dolo hoodies, stickers. Oh my God, I'm going to get Dolo hats immediately after the show. That's so freaking cool to see. I really think that's kind of cool. Clint Stroke, Coyote Kelly, Bryson Witt, Arturo Mosillo, S550, Johnny, Douche Down, The Wolf, 5-0, Mofler, Wesley Stewart, Al ACV, 2, The Big Wolf, Matt Oliver, Candice Lupus, Bryson putting up the links, Tay Speaks, JD Swag, Dustin Garrison, CPR Andrew, Kim Phillips, ATX Cobra, Rich 50, Joe Jackson, Andrew Martin, that 427 dude, Risky Business, Craig Walls, Bill at Noonan himself, Gregory Elvis, Honda Forever. He's got the SAC GT, Shelby Auto something of whatever. Ken Phillips, The Fish, Robo Style, Brevet Racing, Jared Wells, The Jocko Bell, Peter Chow, Kishot Racing, Toby Cockring, Alan Davies, Kev, Toilet Dumper, Redbird, Chivos Adventures, Joe Swiss, TJM, Jason, James, and Jay, Anthony, Gregory Ovich, Louis, Ray, JD Ryder, Osvaldo Salinas, Killshot Racing, YDBT Fishnets, what? More Pews, More Booze, Samot, Milan. Okay, so if you guys were watching Sick Week, I think it was only on Freedom Plus. I watched replays, and I wasn't going to pay $20 a month, fuck that. But someone I know has access to it, and they were sending clips and stuff. So if you're a keen observer of most drag racing, I like watching drag racing. I don't love the potential pitfalls of drag racing, meaning you can become, keeping up with the Joneses, and you don't understand that it is a big money game. Big money. And we'll talk about the big money game shortly. So the big fast cars that you think are going to get after it are cars that show up with big floppies. Steve Morris, Bailey, all those guys. They show up with what is basically a pro mod, or let's just say semblances of a pro mod that can drive on the street. They shove on some big floppies and they run 640, 660, then it spins. And then they run a 7.0. Or if it's a pass, it's never stable. It's usually because of the inherent issues with big floppies, you kind of have to hold on to it. So these guys go out there, and that's how their car is set up. Obviously, you can't just bolt on a drag radial on a big floppy equipped pro mod with the way the launch is set up, the way the suspension is set up, the way the car is set up, and expect it to go A to B. There is a complete reinvention of the suspension where separation has to come into play, as opposed to squatting all the way through and riding the wheelie bar through the first 120, 200 feet. And then that's when the tire stops, doing its chatter, gets up, and then you have to apply the power and hope that the tire stays stuck to the surface. And that's where the problem comes into play. Usually the car is 60 okay, and then become unsettled further down the track. So then you see someone like a David Vanderhoof, who has a really fast, beautiful Fox body. And the thing just gets after it really nicely. So I got a couple of clips here. This first clip is obviously going to be Brett LaSalle's car going down. Okay. And obviously, again, a complete reconfiguration of the suspension would have to happen. Chassis, guys, it's not just bolt on, drag radials, and go. But I just kind of want to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, it got down 6. This was at Gainesville. By the way, I think Gainesville is a wonderful, wonderful track. Then you see the Grey Goose. Okay, this is the Grey Goose against Brett at Texas 2K last year. Remember, 6R80, 3-link. This is a 3-link car. The back half of this car is not tubed up. It's a 3-link situation. But you can kind of understand what I'm talking about. This is where we got our asses handed to us. But again, hey, competing. This is where LeLunds ran 669, and I think Brett was in the 630s at this race. And then when you look back at David Vanderhoof's runs, I think you can scrub. Let me see. David Vanderhoof has a Fox body. The thing just goes down pretty darn straight. Let me see if they show his run right here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let me go back 10 seconds and hit play and go from there. 10 more seconds. Here we go. That car is serious. That car is pretty darn serious, and but it's tough to go 630 as a PB, and then like the guy that you're trying to go up against is like another 20 or 30, going 20s and maybe high teens. But then you got cars like this. This is, you know who. That's what I saw the most at Drag Week. I saw a lot of these big floppy cars chatter the tires or launch good, and then the moment the tire stopped wadding up or whatever, it would just lose traction further down. So this is just an example. I'm not saying that a tire is automatically going to fix everything. What I'm saying is this. The drag events are set up a certain way. This is another big floppy car. Maybe this one got down. See how it gets unsettled right at the top there? Do you see what I'm talking about? It gets unsettled at about 150, 200 feet. Right there. So there's a bunch of things to talk about. And I apologize if you guys are coming into this thinking that I'm blaming tires. No. When you set up a track, you set it up for drag radial or slick. When you go to a rental, they usually say left lane, drag radial, right lane, slick. Well, there's two different prep methodologies. When you watch racing where they go to drag radial, they actually do drag radial prep. But when it comes to Sick Week or any of these drag and drives, or just in general, are tracks gearing towards prepping for a drag radial? Because let's just say 75% of the guys that show up with big power, again, big caveat, big power. Guys at my level, they can run a semi, a bias ply, and it's not going to be an issue. But at the highest level, if you're gearing towards more of a radial prep, well, these slick guys are going to have issues, right? The big floppy guys are going to have more of an issue, especially on drag and drive. So then that makes you wonder, these guys have the power. Why don't they just simply convert over to a drag radial? It's a complete reconfiguration of the vehicle. You don't just say, well, I got a big floppy car, let me just shove a 315 drag radial on it and hope for the best. No, you got to reinvent the suspension, the chassis. You got to really change a lot of stuff around to accommodate that drag radial. But the more I see it, the more the big tire cars chatter the tires at these events, and it's almost like lucky if they actually go A to B. Whereas drag radial cars tend to go A to B. Again, I'm not blaming tire. I'm just saying from a viewer's perspective, the drag radial cars go A to B more than a big floppy car. So are they going to convert over to drag radial? Because seeing Brett's success and other guys like David Vanderhoof's, what I think his name is David Vanderhoof, whatever his name is, the white notch, to seeing how those cars get down with a complete crazy separation chassis and get down and usually make passes A to B, multiple ones. The big floppy guys are going to go, I might have to convert to a drag radial to be competitive anymore. I have the power. Once this car hooks up and it runs that pass, it goes 640 or 660 at 224, 25. So you don't think with a drag radial, if they were to reinvent the whole thing, there's an AMX, there's Steve Morris's car, there's Bailey's car, there's that Swedish guy's car, like really Billy badass stuff. I wonder if they're going to go, let's try drag radial, because at the end of the day, that's what seems to be competitive. Maybe the prep is more favorable towards drag radials and they pay more attention to it. And it's just, this event specifically seems to be gearing towards more drag radial stuff. Now, the only other cars that I know that can switch back and forth are like high-end pro mod cars. Lights Out is happening pretty soon at SGMP. And those cars are pro mod cars that they shove a drag radial on a 315 on, people like Stevie Fast and them. Those cars usually can go back and forth, but I'm sure there's a big configuration change from a floppy to a radial. So I wonder if the big fast cars are going to get after it. The other thing is money. To configure a car drag radial wise, to run that kind of number, you understand, like, to build the Grey Goose, which is a 3-link car, let's say from scratch, is going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then the other thing is the power management. Brett's car is now making people go, how can a 302 cubic inch, it is a Predator block, but they sleeve it so that it's a smaller cylinder, a piston. How can a 302 cubic inch car with a factory cast block, factory cast heads, meaning the block and heads were casted at Ford. They were worked up by FFRE. How can that car survive, run a 6.0, 230 miles an hour on a drag and drive? And my big block, whatever the fuck, is not doing it. Many people are going to have to make some decisions. Now, this is the other wrinkle of that whole drag and drive situation. The Coyote, which I've been saying since the beginning of time, is the baddest motherfucker ever built. At this point, you cannot just put it in its, category. It is overall one of the baddest motherfucking engines ever built. It's competing against cars that it should not be competing against. Again, guys, this is not a billet block. This is not 330 cubic inches. This is not 400 cubic inches. This is 302. And it's getting after it and doing a great job. So people are going to start potentially trying to build Coyotes. But I'm going to tell you something that maybe you don't believe, but I think you guys need to hear. Unless your motor is an FFRE motor, I don't think you're going to have the same success. I know your shop is a badass engine builder. I know your shop builds badass small block 400s. I know your shop builds record, Warren Johnson motors. I get it. When it comes to the Coyote, absolutely nobody is going to have the same success with their Coyote program like FFRE does with Brett and other people that are grudge people that you don't hear about, and the Lunds. Let's be honest. The Lunds have been 660s with a 6R80 with a 3-link. That is nothing to sneeze at. And that motor just like, oh, it's chilling. And I think the most boost it's ever seen, it's like 49. Maybe it touched 50 PSI once or twice. So I think there's going to be a big configuration in the drag and drive community if they really want to get after it, because Drag Radial seems to be getting down. The tracks are maybe favoring track radial prep. And small inch, high revving V8s are probably going to start becoming a favorite. But again, unless you get it built by the people that have the fastest, I don't think you can have similar success. So what are you going to talk about? You want to talk about drag and drive stuff? Were you surprised that the Coyote yet again is beating big block stuff? Is the drag radial the X factor? Do you think that tracks are generally favoring that? By the way, we can also talk about PBIR, my home track, supposedly being bought by a private group to open again. Oh, that's going to be an interesting thing. Nothing like peasant chat and chorizo con papas. The future is now, old man. Radials are king now. Your big floppies and 750 hubba bubba double humpa ain't fast no more. We need to see Turvy. She's a good looking girl. I wouldn't fuck with her. Leave her alone. She's into CrossFit. That's all you need to know, bro. CrossFit. The moment you see CrossFit, it's like I would body. I'm good. Is Steve's car, the Fox body, out there murdering it? Tony Spadafino says, good morning. Yes, sir, that convertible Fox is bad as the wagon. His name isn't David. What's his name? I keep saying David for some reason. I don't know why. Big tire cars out there chattering the highway rumble strips. Jonah, we're not talking boxing. It's been a minute, says Abel. Each one of those tracks looks surprisingly tight every day. Craig Walls, good. I'm glad that you are here because you actually know what you're talking about. Isn't it interesting that every track seems to be on the tight side? And Craig, based on your experience, does that mean that they're favoring radial prep? You understand? Like, imagine you go to a track and you're like, what base are we going to put down? So imagine a track says, we have the old school mindset. We're going to prep it for slick, right? And then they prep it for slick. Well, the drag radial cars are going to be like, fuck that. So then do the tracks make a calculation and say 75% of the people that come here with a drag radial. So we're going to prep for drag radial. But then does that screw the big tire floppy guys? So then you go, wait a minute. Is the track, by listening to the customer who are running drag radials, going to prep for drag radial, screwing the big floppies? Or is it something else? Because I know that a big floppy needs a little, let's say different prep, because I don't know the science behind it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know shit about it. But I know there is a difference between radial prep and slick prep. So if all of the tracks are prepping for radial prep And these slick cars are wadding up the tire and they get out, and then once they apply the power, it just spins. I wonder if they can have a case against the fact that, hey, you got to prep it for slick too. And I don't know how that works. I don't know if there's a difference, because look, they generally prep a lot of the front half. But then far down the track, when the power really starts to get applied on radial cars, they're stable, they have suspension, they have separation, they have a lot of stuff going for them. Whereas slick cars, I think they squat, and then they get up on the tire. And then once it starts to get up on that tire, it seems to lose traction further down the track. So I wonder if the tracks are just gearing towards a radial prep and the other guys feel screwed on that. Craig Walls, thank you. I appreciate you answering, because I don't know the intricacies. I know as a outsider, but the intricacies of racing you would know, because you're the resident fast guy here. Craig Walls says, correct. I would assume that certain tracks would have been prepped one way or the other. Not all radial prep. It really takes a special tuner to make a big tire slick get down on a radial track. I appreciate that. And that's what I was getting at, and I appreciate that I'm not way on left field on this. Are there rumblings in the big tire community, drag and drive, that say, well, I don't know if I should go to these events if they're all going to do radial prep? What prep do they got? Radial prep. Well, if everything is radial prep, you might want to get on a radial and learn that. But some people who tune their own generally go, no, fuck that. My car is set up for this. I'm not going to reconfigure the car for that. But let's stop. Right now, Trump is back. Remember when I said this 2 years ago? You guys thought I was crazy? Remember 2 years ago I was saying, if you vote in Papi Trump, everything changes. And it did. The world is healing immediately. EPA fired a bunch of people. Trump mandates, mile per gallon mandates on manufacturers. Afuera. Guys, the world's healing instantly. I told you, if you vote in a conservative administration, shit will get good fast. Boom, here it is. So now drag and drive is back. Hardcore. At least for 4 years. Right? Well, 12. We got Vance for two terms. Unless, and so it's Trump, Vance, Barron. So, now let's talk about it, because I didn't like to talk about it because you're literally driving race cars on the street. So if the events are all gearing towards drag radial prep and you want to race in these events, don't you think you should start maybe merging it over to drag radial stuff? Call me crazy. At my level, slow as fuck. I'm good. But if I decide, let's say the blue car, which a video drops today at 6 on the Magnum series blower cold air stuff. I think it's interesting just to get you started on that content. It'll drop today at 6 p.m. If that car starts running 9291, 9291 on a slick, I am getting a slipper device and I'm merging over to drag radial. You can run a drag radial on the slick if you have a fuse. And the fuse would be whatever, I think Garrett's clutch slipper device on S197s. I would gear towards that. I would reconfigure the suspension towards that, because I think I can 60 foot better with a drag radial and a slipper device on my car. But that's only if the floppies start to go 9291. That's the only way I would do it. I go, okay, let's try to get that extra couple tenths out of the 60 foot, and then instead of trying to pour power out the back, let's be honest, the front half is everything. So when you see these cars chatter the tire, and then stick it, the big floppies, and it runs a 660 at 230, you're like, imagine if the 60 foot was a 110 or a 10 something. That would be crazy. So Vanderhoof's car and Brett's car are those two cars that I look at in terms of the standard bearer of the drag radial potential in drag and drive events. And I think if the tracks are going to configure their situation for drag radial, then you should merge over to drag radial, or don't run those events, or run other events, because the Southeast, I love you. Palm Beach, which might be opening. I'll talk about that. I'll pull up the article. Bradenton, Orlando, SGMP, and Gainesville. Radial tracks. They're radial tracks. Oh, what about the World Series of Pro Mod? Okay, those guys sat there and literally spun most of the event. And then at nighttime, the track gets tighter and the Pro Mods get down. Do you ever notice that when you watch the World Series of Pro Mod or the US Nationals or whatever the fuck they're called, that the cars don't necessarily get down when the sun is out? And then all of a sudden, it gets cold and boom, those cars are good. That's a radial track, okay? SGMP, Orlando, Gainesville, and potentially Palm Beach are going to be radial tracks. So if you're like a Steve Morris or if you're like Alex Taylor, or if you're like that guy with the AMX or the guy from Sweden, you guys have the power. It's there. Maybe you want to move over to drag radio stuff, but I don't know if they're willing to do that if the tracks are configuring their prep for drag radio. Coming in late, leaving a like, I'll catch later. Exactly. Stuck in their ways though. Good morning. I keep seeing puffs of smoke mid-run. Them tunes were on the dangerous side. I wouldn't say that. Rich 50. There's a lot of things that can cause puffs of smoke to come out of a turbo car. Oil lines, oil seals. Don't think it's like detonation happening. Companies might make a big tire radio. They do, Sama. It's the 315. Brett's tire is not small. Look at it. It's a 315. It's a good sized tire. Brother, I have an old school slipper device like the NMRA guys use. I'm not using it. I'll send it down to you. Kill shot. I got a guy, Garrett from Garrett Leach. He actually he invented one, and I will run his stuff because he's such a good dude and I want to support his venture. I want an NA build to start, then Pro Charger. I think I want to start a good sound suspension and get used to her. Nope, don't do that. You're going to start off with boost. Lift off. Do not do this. I'm going to build it NA and then end up in boost, because what ends up happening is it's two different configurations. So let's go to Instagram, and I think it's called RPM Group. Let me see. RPM Group. PBIR. Performance racing industry. When was this? 5 days ago? Let me see. No, this was when it was back on the market. It was on Instagram. Here we go. Okay, cool. So this is called the RPM Group. I saw a post, went up, and I was like, what's happening? So RPM Group says, we welcome you to the future of racing returning to South Florida. The _RPM Group, comprised of Eric Bentley of Florida High Performance and Tim Mosseri of Mosseri Autocraft. The RPM Group is on a mission to revive and transform Palm Beach International Raceway into a world-class motorsports destination with a deep passion for racing and a commitment to community impact. We aim to restore this historic venue to its former glory, offering a safe, thrilling, and professionally managed environment for racers and automotive enthusiasts. Click the link to our website in bio and get racing coming back to Florida. So let's see your bio. Here we go. All right. I like it. This is good. For racers, by racers. Our vision is clear. Bring back a dedicated motorsports complex to South Florida, supports grassroots racing, enhance the road safety by reducing illegal street racing, exactly, and foster economic growth through events, partnerships, and innovation. The track. Okay, history on the track. So this is supposedly coming back, and this is a legit world-class venue. I don't want to go to Bradenton. I don't want to go to Puerto Rico Junior, aka Orlando. I want to go 20 minutes west and get into it. So I'm hoping that these guys can get enough private and public money to eventually open that. And it can't be shit, guys. The reason Palm Beach International Raceway went away is they stopped prepping. They stopped cleaning up after crashes. There was no real good concession stands. Everything else is good. The tower sucks. The tower's junk. You don't have private suites. The road racing side is okay. Again, no private. You need to have like buildings. Again, if you buy for $30 million, you're going to need another $20 million to make that thing halfway decent. So potentially racing coming back to South Florida is a good thing, but that's more of a local thing. I don't think you guys give a fuck. Ken Phillips, the Coyotes Year 1 making its first passes and the reopened PBIR. Boy, does this dilemma apply to people who run 950s or slower? I would hate to buy a bias plat for the stick. No. Here's a here. No. I just said for the slow guys, this is less of an issue. Jonah says, all good deal. Finally able to catch it live. Been listening to the replays at work. Love the podcast. Not a podcast, but okay. Can you fit a 315 6017 on a base Gen 3? Yes. I want to keep Nitto R2s and go 315 for the street. No. 60? 315 60? No, that's way too fucking big. Are you wait, 60 17? I thought they were 50 17s. 315 60 17s is what the fast guys runs, I think. Yo, Amory, I'm selling my 16 premium, says 50 Marcus. My UG, I think he meant his IG, is 50_Marcus. Post has details, and I'm located in Tucson, Arizona. I'm willing to work with you if you're far. So 50 Marcus is selling a 16 premium MT82 car. Shout out to him. Go nitrous and then build NA. Go nitrous rather than build NA. No, that. Don't listen to people telling you to go nitrous on a Coyote. Like they should not be. No, don't do nitrous at all. Boost. You're going to build a boosted car ASAP. Fuck this nitrous. Fuck this NA stuff. Only NA stuff that you should do before boost is exhaust. NA stuff, and my car regretted it after getting a Paxton. JD Ryder said, new dilemma question. For having fun on the weekends, would you choose a 350 or a new M3 V8 M5? 350. Price. The 350 is fucking $20,000 cheaper. Alex Dixon says, Alex, going to get a call in about 2 weeks from that group saying, hey, we heard you have some good ideas for this track. So RPM group, I don't know you from a hole in the wall, but I am probably the most vocal local guy you guys got, right? Who is the most vocal, has the most reach in the automotive and racing community in Palm Beach County? Absolutely nobody. No, I don't want to have you on an interview. No, I don't. No, you need to. No, I know how this works. You need to take that track to the next level to make it a destination. Why should people bypass Bradenton, Orlando, Gainesville, or even SGMP to come to Palm Beach International Raceway? Because it's not a great venue. It's just open, flat. There's no shade. You will burn. Like, it's just big, open, flat stuff. Now, some of the best tracks, like Gainesville and what used to be Houston Raceway Park in Houston, the old Royal Purple, is that they have these big private suites. And the one in Ennis, Texas is wonderful. Let's see. Ennis Motorplex? Texas Motorplex. Images. Okay. This, take note. This is what it should look like. Palm Beach International Raceway needs these things right here. This fucking building back there is absolutely crucial to tracks and having destinations. Why? Private suites, potential restaurants, potential, good, clean bathrooms that don't have a turd on the seat. You ever been to a track bathroom? Texas Motor. Someone pees on top of the poo and just leaves it there for. There we go, luxury suites. There we go. Why should I go here? Look at that. Gentlemen, are you ready? This is what your shit should look like. What a wonderful 3D. Look at this. Yup. PBIR. You are located in one of the richest counties on the planet. Just fill this up with ice and a bunch of drinks, right? And then you rent it out. So these suites have a fridge, a sink, a microwave. You have good internet, a laptop. So tuners, that's right. You think a tuner wouldn't absolutely pay extra money? We did. Mexico Racing League got a suite. You can play the actual feed up here. This is what you guys need down there. None of this. Look at that. Palm Beach International Raceway. Unless you build this, where cars come through the bottom, you see the race, and there are external seats on the outside of each suite, don't even bother buying the motherfucker. I love you. Do not even bother buying Palm Beach International Raceway unless part of your build-out plan is to build something like this. Because this is what Gainesville has, something similar. Gainesville has a nice private suite, but no seats on the outside. Unless you're willing to build that, Palm Beach International Raceway, love you. Don't even bother building it. Don't even bother getting funding. Build it like that. If you're not going to build it like that, nobody is going to bypass Bradenton, Orlando, and Gainesville to come here. Stop blowing voodoo motors with boost. Get an illuminator. Hope RPM has some deep pockets. They probably don't. Hi, Mr. London's RPM group. Your guy, Alex. We about to see a YDBT banner at PBIR? Absolutely. Amory. Nah, I'm not making it about me. I want to make it about the Amory. I get it, having like a Alejandro, like self. No, I want to make it about the Amory. So if Palm Beach International Raceway makes that a building like that, okay, with concessions and every floor there has a bathroom. Every floor. First floor, bathroom. Second floor, bathroom. Third floor, bathroom. Fourth floor, bathroom. Then a shitload of porta-johns and its own set of bathrooms like MIR has. Maryland has its own nice, like, buildings. The problem with Palm Beach International Raceway is it had like a shit house. like on a trailer. And it was just awful. No, you really got to do a good job with that. It's freaking Palm Beach. Make it badass. Yeah, Stephen Thomas, maybe you don't understand, but there's no fucking YOLO here. I've been looking at a 350 and been heard of it somewhat being problematic. Do you think it'll survive to 100,000 miles? I don't know. If you drive like a fucking normal person and don't beat the ever living shit out of it every day, yeah, it'll last 100,000 miles. If you act like an asshole and go 8,200 RPMs every fucking day, no. That's how the Swiss looks badass. Big money. Motherfucker can't watch in comfort. Exactly. Basically, Great Lakes dragways where there's more poo on the floor than in India. Everything has been tested and replaced. All wires, even ECU. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, I'd rather leave and come back than use a port at a racetrack. Exactly. Not a bad way to spend 10K for a suite at Texas 2K. Who was it that came up with the idea the hangar should have been close to PBIR? I was talking to Jake yesterday. Jake is a very successful businessman. He showed up, got me some injector spacers that I need for the supercharger to fit, for the ID 1700s to fit on that supercharger properly. So I was like, Jake, imagine the hangar, but located at PBIR. He goes, oh, dude. But the problem is this. The hangar is more of a luxury suite that needs to be next to an airport. So they have helipads there. So let's say you land at the airport and you can helicopter on top of your hangar suite. And you get in your Maybach or Porsche and go around town and do your thing. And you can enjoy your car all weekend, come back, helicopter, land that bitch at PBIR, get in, hopefully not run into a bad situation. Hopefully the helicopters are, being routed properly. And then you can go ahead and go home. If you're a racer, a similar hangar style building, the hangar style building, you need to have like big buildings out. It has to be a destination spot, not just a place you go to race, pay $20 and get out. You want to stay there. Retail, nice amenities. If you're not going to build it that way, don't build it at all. Don't build it at all. Fuck it. People want luxury even at the track. I'm a bougie motherfucker. I ain't sitting next to no fucking Billy Bob burning my head outside in Florida in the middle of the day watching a race. Give me that AC. I'll pay the extra money and I'll look at it from the top. The suit to MIR work for WCF. It's like $10,000 for the weekend, just the box, no food or anything. That's okay. You see the Mr. Draggy channel? No, I don't, because I'm not fucking retarded. Pulling your car through the tunnel before making a run probably feels like you're a gladiator entering the ring. Such a valid point, man. You have to drive by all those other tracks. I think you're spot on. It can't be a local track. Has to be a national destination. Everyone that's thinking about investing in Palm Beach International Raceway, this is what you have to think about. What's better at your track that Bradenton doesn't have, that Orlando doesn't have, that Gainesville doesn't have? Because if I'm a racer from North Carolina and there's a Billy Badass grudge race in Bradenton, I'm going to go to Bradenton. I'm going to go to Orlando. I'm going to go to Gainesville. I'm going to go to SGMP. But let's say you have a weekend race at Palm Beach International Raceway and there's a hotel nearby. There's not that you're going to build a hotel, but you can make the demand happen. I know Palm Beach is weird because there's rich motherfuckers in Calusa right down the road. That's another thing that's going to happen. Rich motherfuckers in Calusa, which is a neighborhood close to the track, they're not going to have that bullshit. But if you make it desirable so that the county goes, wait a minute, you're going to have like big buildings and you're going to make it open to potential, garages you can rent and buy and maybe retail and have a really big, beautiful building with private suites. and you're gonna like pour a bunch of money into it, the county might give you a break on the tax. The county might put public money into it. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Cletus built an awesome track. Okay, where? I attended the Nationals at RWP Englishtown in the Sweet Ones. Game changer. Cletus hasn't built any track exactly. Any high revving car isn't really designed to last a long time. RT says, hey, Alex, we didn't do the ABORT, so I got a baby shower to go to. Have a good one, and I'll catch you. Good for you dumping it in the redhead. Good for you. Currently have 66,000. Oh, my God, shut the fuck up. Well, if you read the first comment instead of stopping at YOLO. No, Steven, the fact that you put it on there, I stop. See, I don't have to bend to you, motherfucker. You're not a paying customer. You're just a freeloader peasant. So I'm going to treat you like a freeloader peasant. If you start naming shit off that doesn't have anything to do with this channel, I'm going to treat you accordingly. If I read the whole thing, I don't got to do shit. Fuck out of here. Vortec on it. I'd rather wear diapers than use a shit house at the track. I have never shit at a track. I have never taken a shit at a track. I hold that motherfucker until the hotel room, and it looks like tar because it's just getting compacted, and I'm holding it. Then I have a chicken tender, then I have a Snickers bar, then I have a Coke, and then I have a Diet Coke, and then Doritos, and then pretzels, and then I get to the hotel room, and it's like, oh, I shed a little tear, and you're like, I hate this. I'm not going to shit at the track. Are you psycho? So I'm going to share butts with all of the, have you seen people that race? Racing is for really ugly, fat weirdos. No, sorry. Just take a look. Let's take a look. Okay? Genetically, most of you are really fat, weirdo looking motherfuckers. So I am not going to sit on the same seat where some hairy motherfucker sat and dropped a load. I would rather drive 30 minutes to the hotel, poop there, and come back. Oh, you're bougie. No, I just don't want to have AIDS. Sorry. Fucking crazy. FuelTech would need to leave nowhere, Georgia, and have a building, test and tune. Someone needs a hub for parts or eject. Just pointing out that Army, please shut the fuck up. If you don't understand who runs that channel, you really, really need to get on fucking game really fucking fast. You really need to get on game really fucking fast before you start mentioning certain people on this channel. Bro really loves to hate on Cleat. No, it's the truth. What track did he build? Favorite music? You mentioned, who cares? Who cares? Favorite music? What are you doing? Airport shits though. Yeah. Airport shits are okay. Gotta throw a bitch at the end. Turtlehead. Exactly. You don't want to use the toilet after me. Seriously. Ass crumbs on the seat. You got people like Diddy using the hotel toilet though. 1225 rural horsepower in his heat race. Sorry, his post before. Who cares? Like Pops from Friday. People like the TSP Coyote expert is why the bathrooms are disgusting. Look, I feel bad that a lot of the people, when you watch Drag Week and you watch the coverage and you watch people being interviewed, a lot of them are like in kidney failure, liver failure. They look terrible. And I made a calculation. I'm like, this is a stressful, low-paying, impress another broke motherfucker sport. There is no money in being a drag racer. There is only bragging rights. That's all it is, right? You don't make money drag racing at all, competitively. If you go to a test and tune, that's the best. If you go to a rental, that's the best way to race, guys, is a rental. Because you can get the best prep, you can barbecue, have your family, you can make 80 runs if you want, and just run your number and be a happy cat and go home and have your car generally in one piece. If you go to an event, you got to deal with people in your way, shitty food, a whole week of racing, Do you want to go racing for a week? I don't want to go racing for a week. Do you think I want to leave somewhere on a Monday, drive 20 hours, terrible diet, terrible for your body being up that long, sleeping in a hotel, your schedule is all fucked up. Then you bust your ass setting up. Then you test on Wednesday, right? Then you go to the hotel. Oh, and by the way, in the middle of all that, you're supposed to be doing tickets, right? You're supposed to tune because tickets don't stop because you're racing. That doesn't work. So when you have a free moment, you just want to sleep. No, you have to do tickets, right? And then you got to go to sleep at 9, wake up at 6 in the morning, do it again and again and again. Then Sunday after you win or lose, you load up, which is a fucking bitch. Drive 20 hours back, get back Monday night. Oh yeah, you don't got a day off. There's no day off. Yeah, are you psychotic? Racing is psychotic. And when I see these guys being interviewed at these events and they look like absolute shit, their diet is shit, they're fat, and I'm like, why would I ever want to do this? And then you go to a rental, one day costs you $300, you get 80 runs in if you want, and you barbecue, hang out with your boys, and have a good old time. That's the way to do it. Fuck this other bullshit. I know who runs that channel. Again, I get it. But referencing it, I've told you what that car will run on E30, E40. Absolutely nothing. But for whatever reason, people don't believe it until somebody else does it, right? What they do is this. Oh, Alex said that it doesn't run any better on E40 than E30. I don't believe him. He's full of shit. Look, somebody else did it, and it actually proved Alex's point. Stop it. Why do you need validation from losers that don't have data or have insight to prove that point? This is the funny thing about me, right? Right now, I guarantee there are people that watch this chat and go, what a fucking asshole. I can't believe he said drag radials are better than floppies. And then they start thinking about it. They go, well, every track has radial prep. Sick Week is something I want to do every year. It's Florida. It's gorgeous. In January, 75 degrees, right? I want to do that. That's fun. But my big tire floppy car gets out, then spins. And then I have to manage the power. And then it's going to, if it's a good run, it's a 650 run, but the mile an hour is 230. I know if I can 60 foot in the 1.0s and stick it, that bitch will be 20s. So then, okay. So then I say that. And then people go, well, maybe I should do that. And then like a year or two later, you see people that were running big floppies end up with drag radials. And then you remember back in February 2nd, 2025, Alex said that. And then you're like, oh yeah, well, this guy said he went drag radial because all the tracks were prepping for drag radial, so I'd rather do that. And then you forget that I even mentioned it 2 years ago. Dude, it happens all the fucking time. A whole week of racing is a whole lot of gas station hot dogs and white monsters. I'm not a health nut, but at 47 years old, I am healthier than most 47-year-olds. Don't drink, don't smoke, go to the gym 5 times a week, shut the fuck up, eat a normal meal, and just be good. Like I'm generally in better shape than most. So I want to maintain that because I think at 50, 60, I'll benefit from this hard work. I'll be good. It slowly kills you to go racing. So if you do 5 events a year, that's 5 weeks because an event starts testing around Tuesday, Wednesday. Testing, then rental, then testing, then qualifying, then the event itself. No, thank you. I'm not interested in any of that shit. Big money drag racing is usually tax write-off for deep pocket business owner. I keep having an issue with my McLeod clutches. Rips the splines out of just one of the 2 discs. What would be causing that? Probably not proper actuation on the input shaft. You'd have to look into that. I go racing maybe twice a year. I sure as hell don't want to be there a whole week. I don't want to be there a whole week. Perfect example is George got food poisoning at 6 week. George looks really unhealthy too. Sorry. I'm sorry. Most of that crew looks pretty unhealthy. And I'm like, guys, see, I wish I could start a movement where racers looked jacked. Meaning, I look at who does that stuff and I go, why would I want them to be my peers? Like when I see these racers, they're fat or skinny fat. They got man tits. You see the guy's doing a pull and his tits are bouncing. And I'm like, why would I want to be in competition against that? Like now, let's say there's a sport or a activity where everyone looks really fit and happy and has good skin and looks good, and the sleeves are nice and tight where they should be on an extra large shirt, but loose on the belly. That's what that's the shit I want to do. Fuck all that. You also don't have to worry about being shot at a rental by someone without a car on the ground. How you going to stop the song before the beat drop? The E40 got me wanting some Starry and ribs. A decent SUV truck. Is there a decent SUV truck? My back got injured. This is the peasant chat, isn't it? That's exactly my point. It says it's not about us having validation. It's about the tards being told what their one guy in the car is same day. See, Army Ed, I love you. The reason I get triggered because of that is because nobody fucking listens. I have told you guys that E30, E40 is 70% pump gas. Like, and the Honda guys will tell you, oh, I could shove the same timing. I could shove the same timing on a E30 mix than a E85 mix. I can shove the same timing on 87 octane than E85. I can shove it right in down his throat. There you go. That don't mean it's gonna make power. Crazy. In the middle of ordering the stage 1 Roush for my supercharger, stage 1 Roush supercharger for my Mustang performance pack. Any engine health support mods? Mods? It's a 24. It's a 24 division. It's a 24 Mustang. All you can do is bolt headers onto the bitch. And vaya con Dios. I don't know shit about the old pump gears. I don't know shit about the crank sprockets. I don't know shit about the phasers. I don't know shit about the tensioners. It's a brand new car. No one really knows. The cars that lose it at the top end of the track, is that from slicks or lack of prep? I already talked about it. Go back and listen to the show. Health is the most important thing in life. Ask me how I know, says John Bonanno. Losing weight is literally weight reduction. One of the more popular videos that I put out there is me talking about being fit. And again, I'm not light because I carry on a decent amount of mass, but I see these guys with a big fucking gut. And I go, guys, you gotta tighten that shit up. I see 300-pound guys drag racing. I see 220-pound 5'5" guys drag racing. And I'm like, no, get your shit right first. Fuck drag racing. And then when you want to go eat at the track, don't get the chicken tenders and the burger. Go to your trailer that has the cooler full of good food and eat that. Again, there's many reasons why I'm not a big fan of drag racing. Jacked racers with clear skin is funny image to imagine. Exactly. Imagine going to a track and everyone is pretty fit. Nothing is bigger than an extra large. You don't have to wear like a parachute for a race suit. And then you get in a car comfortably, just slip right in because you're not like being squeezed in like if you're baking bread, you know, everything just popping out the top. No, come on, you guys got to get that shit right. LaSalle looks the healthiest, but George lost a lot of weight. He still looks bad. He doesn't look older. He's a year or two older than looks 10 years. He does look older. He's a year or two older than and looks like. Don't know what you're talking about. Have you tried Octanium before? You only suggest boosting. So I tried Octanium as an octane booster, and it brings it up to maybe like 97, 98. It's not like 110. I think Boostane's a little better. Best mod for a 24 is selling it and getting a 22 and older. You're not wrong. Does the S650 have old pump belt? I don't think so. I think it has old pump gears. It doesn't have a Gen 4 like an F-150 situation. S650 guys know they have a warranty, right? They probably eat Whataburger every day and swear it's good food. Fat racers, that's what 3,000 horsepower is for. No, that's what driveline failure is for. 3,000 horsepower with a 300-pound dude on the left side of the car, and then you have to compensate. Imagine you're a chassis guy, and maybe Craig Walls can chime in. Craig Walls is a big dude, not fat. He's big. Imagine you're a chassis guy, and you build a 600-pound Fox. And you're like, what do you want to run? Oh, I want to run Warriors class. let's say 2,800-pound Fox. 28, 20, 27. And then your 300-pound ass has to get in it to get scaled. And then the chassis guy's like, I have to now offset your fat ass because the left side of the car is heavy. You understand? When you get a car scaled so that it has good weight distribution, let's just say, your 300-pound ass being on the left-hand side of the car, the chassis guy's like looking at the scales going, I really got to throw this much weight over here because of your fat fucking ass. Or you could lose 80 pounds, be 220, 210, and be more reasonable than 300. Crazy. Promoting Healthy Racers 2025. I've been promoting Healthy Racers, and people get mad at me because the message is a little crass. I'm sorry. I'm sorry your vagina hurts that I say you're a fat fuck. Hey, buddy. Okay, you want me to be a... This is what drag racers want to hear because they're mostly bitches. Hey, bud. I'm talking to you. Come over here. Let's talk to you real quick. You're a little heavy, and I'm worried about your health. And let's really make a plan for you and I to get our diets right. Even though I'm great, I want to make sure you get your diet right. I'll be your support system. We're going to go to the gym 5 times a week. 5 times a week. And we're going to work out for an hour. An hour. No talking, no bullshitting. We get on the treadmill, get our warm up in, and then we just slam shit around. We throw weights around. Then we come home and have good protein, not too many carbs, get the creatine in, get all that stuff. We're going to get you on a program because next year I want you to be healthy, buddy. Okay? I want you to run for a long time. And subsequently, that weight loss will transfer to quicker ETs because your car's lighter. Okay, buddy? Sounds good? Yeah, okay. That's what drag racers want to hear. Or you can go, you're fat and ugly and stupid, and what you do looks like shit. You look like shit. When you're getting interviewed at the top end of the track, your sweaty, nasty, gross ass is huffing and puffing, and all you did was release a button and go down the track and run 8s. And you want me to be sympathetic to your cause? Fuck you. Stop being a fat bitch. Work out. Stop eating. Shut your mouth. Stop putting chicken tenders and burgers in there, and get just regular, normal chicken, some rice, a little broccoli, a little green shit in there. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck them. Die of a heart attack. I don't give a shit. Chassis guy stressing me out, and the car weighs 200 pounds than me. 300 pounds is crazy at any height. When people are fat enough, you got to align it with them in it. Alex, my boy, and I have the same car, same mods, but he's faster. Why? You're 200 pounds heavier than he is. Marcus, you have no idea how many times I see that in the ticket system. Hey, me and my buddy bought the same car. Okay, both are performance package Gen 3s. Both are 10R80 cars. Both are Lund tuned. Both have a PMAS cold air. And I go, well, guess what? It should run the same. Alex, he beats me by 3 cars. Okay. Well, show me a data log. Data log looks good. Okay. Show me a video of the race. Yeah, your friend beat you. Cool. So then what do? I look up your email and I go, and then I go to your profile on Facebook. And you were 368 pounds with a shirt like a basketball jersey that looks like it could bring a Cessna down very, slowly. It's so big. It's like a bed sheet. And then I have to, in a very nice way, say, I think I know why you're losing races. Oh, really? Did something show up on the data log? No, something showed up on Facebook. And I think race weight has something to do with it. Do me a favor. Get one of your friends to drive your car and race them. See what happens. Okay. Hey, look. My car won. Well, there you go. Because I can't in the system go, it's because you're fat. You lost because you're fat. So get a skinny guy in there. Crazy. I think Craig Wall said something agreeing with me, and I want to read that because, when people agree with me, it's a good thing. Craig Wall says, that's absolutely correct. Too much weight on the left side will cause the car to not drive straight 100%. I'm 196 and Alex is making me feel like I'm 400 pounds with this talk right now. Jenny Craig for the win. Aaron Donald's crazy athlete. That's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about weight reduction versus lose some weight, buddy. At what power does the suspension need to separate like Brett Car? You don't understand, Ray. It's how you... It's not a power level. Look at Steve Morris's car. Look at Alex Taylor's car. Look at the Swedish dude's car. Look at the guy with the AMX's car. Those cars make 3,000 horsepower with big floppies, and they don't separate like Brett's car. Brett's car separates because he's running a drag radial. So you have to set up a suspension a certain way. Oh, come on. At what power does one need to separate? What the fuck is happening? Makes sense. Some 10 or 80 boys too broke to eat some stripper. 18 with VMS. and stock fronts. Hey, mate, take an aspirin. Third Coast Coatings, Texas says, there are very few gyms in my area that have basketball courts and ones that know how I get cardio playing in games, and the ones that do $75 a month, am I being poor or not? Third Coast Coatings, you don't need a gym to not eat. Okay, if you're 300 pounds right now, drastically change your diet. And really, really, really do that. Like, drastically change your diet. Have you had Whataburger? I haven't had McDonald's or Wendy's in, I don't know, over a year. I haven't had McDonald's or Wendy's in over a fucking year. I might have had chicken nuggets like 6 months ago. I don't go to Chipotle. I don't go to Chick-fil-A. I don't go to Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Subway. No. I buy a bunch of chicken. I make a bunch of rice here. I cut up some vegetables and I eat that shit. And I shut the fuck up. It's psychotic. It's not that hard to lose weight. Just stop eating. It's actually something you don't have to do. 6'7", 330, you're different though. Chuck is a massive man. Chuck, do me a favor. Because people here probably don't know what you look like. Send me the picture of your head sticking out of the smart car. Wait till you see the size of this man. Junior is 6'4" or 6'5". Chuck makes Junior look small. I'm like, that is a big man. So Chuck, maybe on Facebook or send me an email of the picture of you sitting in the smart car with your head sticking out of the sunroof. Probably one of the funniest videos. That's why Brett goes straight. Yeah, he's in shape. He's probably at most 190 at 180. I thought Craig would have been 5'10", 175. Chuck, you're just big boned. This episode would get guys in the gym cutting out the junk food. I don't understand why people that race have to look ugly. That's why a lot of people make fun of drag racers. I make fun of drag racers. I'm not saying it because I think I need you guys to get on game. Drag racing is one of the unhealthiest sports on the planet. And in terms of food or diet. So if you're a hardcore drag racer, ain't no way you're jacked. Ain't no way you're even in good shape. Ain't no way you can bench 225. And if you can, it's just, freak stuff. So when I see someone say, I'm really into drag racing, I go, you probably eat really shitty food all the time. And it's usually not wrong. Walk an hour a day or clean up your diet. I haven't had fast food in years, and you get used to the diet. Went from 240 to 190. Hey, Lon, my car feels slow. Lon, do you eat elotes? Send me a blood pressure log. Yeah, send me a data log of your health. So that's what I'm going to start doing now. Send me a data log of your car. And by the way, give me an EKG of when it's happening. And I'm going to graph that over RPM and go, yeah, you're fat. Junior looks pretty solid next to Cletus. Yeah, Junior looks proportionate because Cletus looks skinny fat. He's tall and skinny. So he don't need to do shit. He don't need to do anything. He's fine. But what I'm saying is, I want to see jacked dudes. I want to see Alex is gay. I want to see jacked guys that have a sport that actually exerts a lot of force on you. So I want to see guys that get into it, But I don't want to be in a sport where everyone's a fat fuck because it tells me like fat fucks do this. I don't want to do this, right? Because if I do this, I'll end up being a fat fuck. No thanks. Chipotle is pretty good though. One of the only fast places with decent ingredients. Yeah, bullshit. You guys eat a bag of chips and double chicken with sour cream soup and cheese. No, Chipotle. You need a lot of the Chipotle away from the South Park episode. Cut the sugar down and you'll see a difference. Don't have the money to pay for a gym? Exercise at home. Eating out 85%. Eating out is 85% entertainment. Eating home is cheaper and healthier. 225 is lightweight shit. It is lightweight shit. That's what I'm saying. But I guarantee there are people that can't. I guarantee I'm going to do this. I can't wait. I guarantee that there are, if I take a bench to a track and ask people to bench 225 3 times, 50% of the people can't do it. Right? Forget benching, squatting, deadlifting. 200. It would be such a shame as a male to never feel what it is to bench 3 plates. It is life-changing. The moment I did it, And it went up 5 fucking times. Because I always didn't have a spotter. I'm kind of like I'm antisocial. I'll be honest. I'm antisocial. I don't like talking to people. I hate people. People are shit. But at the gym, there was a kid that I had a bit of rapport with. He talked about Mustangs and he knew my channel and stuff. And I was like, I feel good today. Hey, man, can you spot me? And he goes, all right. And he goes, whoa, 3 plates, huh? I go, yeah, I'm going to try for 2, right? I had done 5 before, but, that was like on a especially good day. But today I'm like, let's go. And boom, boom, boom. And I did that and I was like legitimately proud of myself. Like more satisfaction than I've gotten from anything that I've done in a very long time. At 47 years old, to be able to pump up 3 plates fairly easily without needing actual help from the spotter. It's a shame if you're a male and you've never felt that, or at least 225. It's a shame. I've squatted 400. It's on video somewhere. I've deadlifted 400. I've never tried for 5 because my back does not like anything more than that. But the fact that I can do 4, and then 3, I'm looking to do 4 plates. I think that's 375. 3. What's 5 times 45? Is that 405? No, 5. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 4 plates. So that's 9. 9 times clear. 9 times 45. I think it's 405. So yeah. So 4 plates per side plus the bar. That's 9 45s. And if I can do 4 plates before I die, once. That's all I want. 23 reps, 225. Here we go. Nah, I'd say more than 50% can do it. Exactly. I don't think 50% can do it. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do it. Culver's is reportedly the most healthy fast food place, but still a cheeseburger, and glad I have a fast metabolism. Sitting at 180, feel fat as fuck, and trying to get back down to 170, but I'm only 5'8". Your body fat should match your quarter mile time. Your body fat should match your quarter mile time? What? No. 8% body fat for a man is almost impossible. That's like tight. He ain't wrong, though. There's been tons of nights in Mexico where you either don't eat slam 14 energy drinks or got to smash yesterday's dry-ass pizza from the Speedway. Ozempic needs to sponsor racing. So happy that I have crackhead metabolism. No matter what I eat, I only go up 126 pounds. Yep, he is 5'19". Devin says, lightweight baby, 225 is warm-up weight. It is. It is. But look, I guarantee not a lot of people can do it at a track. Anything more than a plate overhead made me feel like God mode. Chick-fil-A sandwich with bun has 96 ingredients. No, thank you. 405 with the bar. Yeah, thank you. That was my max 405. 405 is legit. You were like 0.00 percentage of men of the population that can bench 405. Of men that can bench 405. Probably like point oh something. Oh my God, look at this, guys. Look at the percentage of men in the world that can bench 405 pounds. 0.0002%. How about 315? 0.01%. So, you want to be special? Bench 3 plates. You want to be anybody with money? Go 7s in a car that goes in a straight line. When you look at the nutritional profile of foods, there's better source of protein available. Keeping it simple, chicken doesn't have a favorable omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. I get that. I used to be an avid deadlifter, and then I yoinked my back about 6 years ago and never again. Don't do deadlifts. Lift dumbbells for back. Exactly. Deadlifts, in my opinion, are a no-go. I want to see jack guys. Alex Flores, you're not wrong. I want to see jack guys at a drag strip. Or whatever event I'm doing, I want to make sure that I am amongst guys that give a shit about their body. Alex, I lost 50 pounds in 3 months, and all I did was a meal prep, stay under 2,000 calories, and hit the sauna every day today and drinking water. Now I'm working on gaining muscle mass. You should have done both at the same time. I don't understand people that try to lose weight, deflating, and then try to get jacked. Do it all at the same time. Meaning, start working out, get ripped, get shredded, get all that stuff. Fuck the scale. So let's say I don't think I can get under 200 pounds without looking bad, like sucked in. And I like how I look. I like how I feel, fill out the shirts. I like that. I'm kind of strong. I'm like, okay, cool. But for me to get under that, but I wouldn't stop lifting. I would just cut back the calories, stay in a deficit. But I don't want to carry a lunch pail all the time. Eric Corp says, you just motivated me to go to the gym right now. LOL. I've been going 5 days a week past 6 months and it feels fucking great. Hey, this is TT Minion. Yandro. He says, you just motivated me to go to the gym right now. LOL. I've been going 5 days a week the past 6 months. I feel fucking great. TT Minion, where the fuck have you been? You are the guy that everyone saw go drag radial in a stick car and have success. Even Grubworm said so. Grubworm said you are the guy that showed up to a track with an SN Mustang, went 7's stick shift with a drag radial. Where the hell have you been? Let me guess. And let's be honest here. Was drag racing becoming a problem? Like family life, the wife's probably like, I ain't fucking with this shit anymore. You know how much money you're throwing down the fucking, you know how much money want to go down the drain? Oh, there you go, Twin TT Minion. Oh shit, I don't have the live chat on. I'm so sorry. I've been saying this shit without the chat being on. There's your issue. Rewire it. I've come to this conclusion with my Fairmont. I can't go FuelTech. I can't go any standalone because I have no one to support it that I trust. I don't trust anybody. Mechanically working on the cars, I don't trust anybody. So if I want the Fairmont to run a number, it's got to be something I have ridiculous access to. And unfortunately, it might be factory computer stuff. But I want something that has integrated boost control, da-da-da-da-da. So I have some people that have experience with Holly with good success, which I don't want to use Holly. So FuelTech was like the next thing, but I'm still kind of waffling on that. Bison has more protein. Here we go with the Bison stuff. You're listening to too much Joe Rogan. Say no to the donuts. Can I be Frank lifts 4 plates? Can I be Frank lifts 4 plates? Badass. Maybe we start a fitness channel on Patreon. Nope. On Patreon? Yeah, we already got a conspiracy theory page. Why not a fitness one? Tune in late, get the likes up, boys. I'm taking care of a sick girlfriend. Tuna with Pico de Gallo is a hack. You're not wrong. Never bench 215, but did 275 for 6 at 175. That's great. Only 1% of men can bench 225. I always work out to your live shows, says Big Pops. Alex and his crew show up to the track like this is Sparta. I don't have a crew. Fuck crews. I hate crews because there's always that one asshole in your crew that screws everything up. And then you got to vouch for him and co-sign on his shit. Like, don't you guys have a friend in your like racing group that always does the most? And you're like, bro, can you shut up? Like, he sets up races with cars that are way faster than yours. I'm like, can you not do that? Oh, there's a guy over there with a B58 talking shit. Bro, that thing's all-wheel drive. Yeah, no, but I think your car could take it. No. I already set up the race. I said we were going to put in 2,000 in a pot. I don't want a crew. Keep cool, Alex. Yandro in the lab. Exactly. Good. Hopefully. Hey, are speed of air pistons a thing with coyotes? What the fuck are you talking about? Liver King, just eat raw meat. Right, exactly. These people that listen to Joe Rogan and stuff like that, again, he's fine. The problem is Joe Rogan is on some alternate testosterone stuff. You understand? So I'm lifting 5 days a week, and I've been doing that probably for 2 years straight. I only stop working out when I'm like, okay, my body hurts everywhere, so I need to slow down. But the time I did 315, I was in pain. I was like, my chest hurts, my shoulders hurt, but let's get after it. And I benched the most I could. So if I started supplementing right now and not told you guys anything, meaning little Trembolone sandwich, some Deca, some HGH, right? And all of a sudden, my head becomes way bigger than it already is. My hands, biceps, chest, shoulders, back, all get fucking swole as shit. And then I tell you, I started eating bison meat. You're going to buy bison meat. Oh, Alex took, shit, I'm going to buy bison meat. So I don't play that game when someone says, well, I eat creatine gummies and eat bison meat. Okay, but what else do you do? Oh, I take this much testosterone a week. Okay, well, shut the fuck up. Because at my current schedule, if I started supplementing, guess what? I'm going to get fucking jacked. Yeah, exactly. 18. He's on growth. He's on test. So when he says, oh, I eat bison meat and creatine, I go, good for you. But also let the people know what else you make or what you take. So they don't go stacking on bison meat. And they're like, how come I'm not jacked? I'm eating what Joe Rogan eats. No. Meat and veggies are a little bit of a fruit. Keep it simple. Yep, always the slow guy trying to set up races. That makes no sense. Funny how the race weight of a car and someone's personal weight are the most lied to things about in both realms. I am the one friend. I almost traded my friend's car in. Wait, what's it saying? I almost traded my friend's car for him. Got it. Alex is the bully of the Luns. I am the bully of the Luns. I'm the bully. I'm the fucking guy that says you're fat. Shut the fuck up. Again, I'm not. I'm like I don't want to say David Goggins. I'm not a big fan of his either. But you have to like be straight with people. You have to be straight with people. You can't lie to them. You can't out there say you look great. No, you're fat. You're fat. You should work out. Joe Rogan says he's on the carnivore. Okay, Joe Rogan taking the pure tea straight from the laboratory. Bro, gonna look like Joe Rogan. I don't want to be 5'5". I'm good. Joe Rogan probably on TRT like RFK. Nothing wrong with it, but for older dudes. But I'm not on it. But he's been on it for a very long time. You understand? Look back at old footage of Joe Rogan. Your eyes don't lie. Look back at 35-year-old Joe Rogan, 40-year-old Joe Rogan. Stop it. Lifting 5 days a week. Are you working out different muscles every day? Push, pull, legs. Push, pull, legs. So let's say Monday, chest day. So you do 3 or 4 sets, or depending on how you do it, you could do 2 sets to failure, right? Some people do, let's say bench, lay flat on the bench, and you start off with 135. You do about 15, stack on 2 plates. You do about 12, stack on 275 or 315 until failure. And then you work back down, a pyramid situation. That's volume. That's volume. Or you could go flat bench, 225 right off the rip, and do that until failure, 2 sets. There have been studies that say that both are equally good. I like the process. I like the pyramid process, okay? Then I go over to incline, do the same thing over there. Then I go over to flies, then I go over to maybe cable crossovers. Okay, that's my chest. Now, because I've been pushing all day, I'm going to push on the tricep, right? So now I'm going to, get that horseshoe going. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 movements based on that. Could be 2 movements to failure or 3 movements with volume. Depends on how you want to do it. There is no right or wrong way. And by that, it's usually an hour. I'm smoked. Next day, I do back and biceps. So 3 or 4 back exercises, whether it's rows, bent over rows, whether it's pull-ups, whether it's, the rear delt stuff, and then you do bicep. But the problem is I do way more bicep on a pull day because I enjoy doing bicep stuff. So I can do maybe 3 exercises of back and like 3 of bicep, or 4 of back and 3 of bicep. That takes an hour. And then legs is a leg day. You do extensions, squats, you do Romanian stuff, you do calves, you do all that. And then by the time you're done with legs, you're back on push-pull again. Come on. Bison tastes like stringy, steak, but very pricey. Okay. Any update on Donnie? No update on Donnie. Outrageous Mustang. Did you watch the Pitbull fight yesterday? The Pitbull fight. The Pitbull fight? What do you mean the Pitbull fight, Tyler? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm 5'10", 135. Been this way since I was in high school. Can't gain another pound. Damn. Joe Rogan is a millionaire. Has a millionaire body. I agree. Bro, put the pork and crustaceans down. You'll be all right. That's what people got to do. It's like when commercials say these pills with regular exercise help weight loss. You can tell when Joe got on TRT growth and he started looking like a human thumb. Exactly. He just went like this and his head got huge. And I'm like, yeah, he's on stuff. Absolutely. That been lifting since 16, 54 now. Drugs. Been lifting since 16, 54 now. Now drugs. Drugs. What? What's happening? This dude's a workout guru now. Low key bragging about 2 plates on each side. Who? I've done 3. And again, 2 plates on each side is 1% of males. I like how you think you're fucking somebody. Imagine watching me like hardcore and then hating on it. I don't watch people I hate on. I just move on with my life. Thanks for the view though, weirdo. We go from big floppies to big floppies. Eat correct, low sugar, got a hot wife, scare you into looking good. Alex is getting me fired up, man. All about the hit Planet Fitness and plop my sack out the front desk. Scan in with a piece of meat. Like go to Planet Fitness and grab a barcode from anything and just like walk in and scan it and see if they do it. There's a guy on Instagram that goes into LA Fitness and he scans like a fish. and he has a camera on him. That's some of the funniest things I see. And the people get so fucking mad when he scans in with a fish. Cruz versus Fierro. No. Let me see. Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz. Cruz highlights. No. Round by round. Pitbull Cruz accuses Ryan Garcia of ruining the fight they already agreed with. David Benavidez won. No, tell me what happened at the Pitbull fight. What happened with Pitbull Cruz? And then get kicked out, kill shot racing. I can do 2 plates, 25 once. It's just a spick says 5'10", 165. I can bench 225, but barely. Once, maybe twice at 32. Right. Anthony Rafferty. Sorry. Other comment. My hand slipped. Not having a stroke. Okay. Sorry. Other comment. My hand slipped. Not having a stroke. Anthony Rafferty. Did you say something else? Eat correct. Low sugar. Get a hot wife to scare you into looking good. Yeah. Nothing keeps you in better shape. Nothing. Arizona says I don't look like I work out at all. I literally get asked daily what I do for a routine. You're just a hater. That's all. You're just a born hater. I guarantee I know what you look like. I guarantee I know. You're probably a bitch. Like, you look like probably a fat bitch or a skinny bitch. Ain't no way you're a jack motherfucker. Because jack motherfuckers don't talk shit on people that obviously look like they work out. It's pretty funny. I'm at the doctor diarrhea for 4 days after a 3-week cold. I'm toast, exhausted, wish me luck, gotta change my diet. Damn, sleepy boy. Do you think you'll get the green light to talk about all of the lawnmower tuners? No. That is some serious stuff. See, people think that, let's just say this. Let's say I start making fun of Ford, which I do. I start making fun of Ford. And I make cartoons as Ford with an A. F-O-A-R-D. F-O-A-R-D. Ford, funny. And then I make, I make caricatures of Farley and da-da-da-da. Okay, cool. But then I start selling cars with that name, that logo, just with an A at the end of it. Now you have propped up a business. It is now not satire anymore. It is now a business using someone else's likeness for monetary gain. Ford can sue me. Hell, Ford sued a guy that made a GTD kit his. They sued him into Bolivian and sent them a cease and desist. So you can make fun of me all you want as long as you're not selling a product with someone else's likeness attached to it. That's all. It's really easy. But some people aren't that smart. I put 365 on the bench and I stay humble. Always bigger guys in the gym. Same. But am I bragging saying that 315 is big? Am I saying I'm really strong? Or am I pointing out that benching 225 takes only 1% of males can do it, and benching 3 plates is like 0.001, and benching 4 plates is like 0.0001. Like, wow, people get all nervous about this stuff when I start talking about it. I still can't believe the lunk alarm is a real thing. But when Motorsport said I was going to have some broccoli-haired kids dying today for 3 to 4 plates. Right, go ahead, stack 4 plates on the shit. So go stack 4 plates on the shit. If you're such a badass, and I don't look like I work out, go stack 3 plates on the bitch. Can you even get it up on your chest without crushing your shit? Like, a lot of people talk a lot of shit until rubber meets the road type shit. And it never happens. They always talk that shit, but they never back it up. Alex, you hit the nail on the head with the diet and sleep first, then workout. Be amazed how intense workout only burns 500 calories and fast food meals like 1,000. Track day is usually fast food. Downhead Daddy, I'm in shape. Round is a shape. Appreciation. Thank you, Faisal. Appreciate that very much. Air cool. Sent you a video. Show it. I'm Garage Hard Parker. Now, where'd you send it on Facebook? I don't know where you sent it, bro. Instagram? Let me see. Yeah, Yandro. Okay, here we go. Skip for now. Yandro. Here we go. You got Yandro. Okay. Okay, cool. This is Yandro's twin turbo Minion, the first stick shift drag radial car that I know of. Man, it looks good. We got to get you out there, man. You're the OG of this shit. The drag radial stick shift game. No, he wasn't, Alex. That's still one of the baddest motherfuckers around, bro. That's still one of the baddest motherfuckers around. God damn it. That's a lot of work. I'm just looking at that and I'm like, God damn it, that's a lot of work. But this motherfucker did True Street. Hey, didn't you do True Street in one of the events? Dude, I'd love for you to do drag and drive in this thing. Good for you. Good for you. And I guess Chuck sent me the photo. I'm going to get rid of this in case there's messages you're not supposed to be seeing. Okay. There we go. So I think Chuck sent me the photo of him sticking out of the car. So for those of you that don't know how big Chuck is, look at this photo. See, Chuck Wozorinsky, he ain't no light, small guy. He is a massive male. And this is him in a smart car. So yeah, he's no joke. So let me see. There's another photo that he sent. And I think it's him holding a Coca-Cola can. Yeah, this is Chuck holding a Coca-Cola can. A standard Coca-Cola can. He is a huge man. So understand that Chuck, when you think of Chuck Wozorinsky, he is a huge male. And he can absolutely bench 225. He could probably do 405 with like 3 months of, not even 3 months of work, maybe 2 months of work. He's a huge motherfucker. Is that Bucephalus? Mama Ray, can't lift heavy on back. My stuff. Can't lift heavy on back stuff. My L5 S1, hate for life. I'm sorry. Back is the worst. Don't push the big weight like the past. Consistently working out and diet. Have to protect my joints. 54, my shoulders are now seriously Izzy, but doesn't stop me. I love it. Workout. Fuck it. Through the pain. Rip shit up. It's not rocket passes are cool, but the teal Cobra banging gears. A sick week was much better. That was a cool looking car. Stick shift, G5 force, Whipple, badass shit. Turvy ain't scared of shit. Hit shades of windshield. It's a mini can. Oh, it's a mini can? Oh, god damn it. I thought it was a regular can. That kind of throws it off, but it doesn't, still impressive. It's a mini can, he said. Dude drinks beef broth to hydrate. Holy fucking Sasquatch. Damn, he's the guy you want on your team. Exactly. He's so nice, though. Chuck is not confrontational at all. Chuck will not fight you. And I'm not saying it like he's a pussy. Chuck is not one of those guys that will like get, he's so nice. He's just like one of the more low-key, even-keeled, nicest people in the drag racing community. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. I like him very much. And if I had the funds, I kind of do, but I don't want to just blow it out like that. But I would just send him the fair amount and say, finish it, because I don't have the time. I'd love to work with him that way, but I have to be able to afford him. You know what I mean? That man's poor wife. How did that motherfucker use a smartphone? I just found the Pegalos. He's a big dude. He's 6'6". Big Turvy lifts 3 plates. Andy Reverdy, he's Amory. Smash the like button. Chuck's looking like Brian Shaw. By the way, hyperbaric oxygen therapy is a fountain of youth. Wow. Really? I didn't know that was a thing. I'm going to have to get into that because I'm 47 now. So I'm going to have to do the supplemental stuff. It's just, whatever can help at this point. It's not a problem. Chuck is super nice. Chuck is like so nice. It hurts. It hurts how nice he is. Like, I want to protect him, but he can protect himself. But Chuck can be too nice sometimes. But eventually he's one of those guys that'll just rage one day. Like, he has pent up anger, and he'll just lift someone and like choke slam them at the 60-foot line and keep them stuck to the glue forever. They call them gentle giants. Debo, Frenchman, Lavarian. How does he work on cars with Bigfoot hands? Not only does it work on cars, but he messes with like intricate wiring. That's kind of like his thing. So it's interesting that he chose that line of work. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with me for a little bit. Today we talked a lot about the drag and drive events having favorable track conditions for drag radial cars. Will that then, in turn, force people to go drag radial on their cars? People that have big floppy tires on their cars, that's how their car is set up. If they want to run drag and drive in the Southeast specifically, I wonder if they're going to configure their cars for that, because I want to say the big power drag radial cars that had a lot of work done to them and a lot of data, it's not just a tire slap, I get it, we're getting down consistently and rarely having issues hooking. So I wonder if in the future, because of the way that tracks are prepping, that people will merge over to a 315 drag radial with drag and drive stuff and do it that way. We also talked about Palm Beach International Raceway coming back potentially. And I said, don't even bother coming back unless you're willing to put up big private suites, beautiful ones, and make it a destination spot, because people that are coming from the US have 3 or 4 tracks to choose from before they go all the way down to South Florida, Palm Beach County. They have PBI, they have Bradenton, Gainesville, Orlando, and South Georgia Motorsports Park. So I hope that if they open PBIR, that it is a badass track, and I will do my best with this channel to promote it, get it out there, do the best I can to bring people to the event. Again, I'm nobody, but you have somebody down here that has a bit of a voice, and I would patriate that track all the fucking time, given that I have vehicles, and it would give me motivation to get cars built and finished, get there, get them tested, and get you guys a whole bunch of content. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, tonight at 6 p.m. I am dropping a video showing you the cold air vetting of the GT500. So basically got the cold air figured out on the Magnuson Twin Inlet 2650. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the injectors installed, run coolant lines to like a temporary tank, and see if the car idles. And if I can get it to idle with ID 1700s, a PMAS 120, we'll then get the drive kit and the belt kit and all that stuff situated, and then get boost on this car sooner than later. So I am slow stroking a lot of the progress to get you guys content. And then next week, I'm going to have the motor mounts done and a couple of the things going with the Corvette. So I'll get you content on the Corvette. And then Donnie's motor is going to have to come out because it needs to have the tabs welded. But if it comes out, might as well just throw a built motor back in there. So I'm working on that also. Working on many things in the background. I'm not slacking off and fucking off. I'm spending a lot of money, a lot of time, so that when it comes time to give you content, it'll be very consistent content on each vehicle. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday. See you later. Bye.